Colorado State did a really great economic impact study for the state of Kansas, looking at Double Up Food Bucks dollars, aside from SNAP, for the economic impact. For every dollar that a SNAP customer spends on Double Up Food Bucks at a grocery store in Kansas, $1.40 is generated back into the economy. And for farmers markets, farm stands, and mobile markets, that number is actually $1.60 generated back into the economy.
The Double Up Food Bucks program helps reduce food insecurity and provides an opportunity for low-income Kansans to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables from the local farmers market and grocery stores. On today's Sound Living, Extension's role in coordinating the Double Up Food Bucks program. Sound Living is a weekly public affairs program produced by Research and Extension at Kansas State University. I'm Jeff Wichman. According to Program Manager Erin Bishop, the Double Up Heartland Collaborative is a group of organizations working with Kansas and Missouri farmers markets, farm stands, mobile markets, and grocery stores to provide a healthy food incentive program for people who receive food assistance or SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits. Erin, some background on the Double Up Food Bucks program and really your role with that program.
Yeah, thank you. So I work with the Double Up Food Bucks Heartland Collaborative, which is a 2-state program, Kansas and Missouri. Double Up Food Bucks allows SNAP household SNAP customers, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or what we formerly called food stamps, to really double their buying power at participating grocery stores and direct market farmers. And with that program, they receive fresh produce as a match. And so as my role, I coordinate the farmers markets, farm stands, and mobile markets across the state of Kansas, outside of the Kansas City metro area. I help those farmers markets implement the Double Up Food Bucks program. I help communities capacity build to be prepared to offer the program. I work with those locations as well to get SNAP as a payment option.
The benefits for the customers seem pretty obvious. They're able to buy twice as much. What about in terms of the vendors?
Yeah, that's a great question. A big piece of the program is that it benefits our local producers, our specialty crop farmers, particularly at farmers markets. With this program, customers have more buying power, and so they're able to purchase more fruits and vegetables, which allows the vendors to move more perishable items more quickly off their tables. Those SNAP customers also bring family and friends with them to shop at farmers markets and those locations. So it increases just the customer foot traffic at our farm stands and farmers markets as well.
I assume we're also reducing food waste as well then, because this stuff is getting used up twice as fast?
Absolutely, yes. So it's going home, it's getting more fresh fruits and vegetables into the hands of those families, into those kitchens, and it's also allowing those producers, those farmers, to go to market, set up, and sell more items than they would have before the program at the market. And then those producers keep those dollars often local. They regenerate into our local economy as well.
I know we sometimes hear the number 7 times that dollar turns over. I don't know if that's still what they use, but that's significant.
Yes, it is significant. And Colorado State did a really great economic impact study for the state of Kansas, looking at Double Up Food Bucks dollars, aside from SNAP, for the economic impact. For every dollar that a SNAP customer spends on Double Up Food Bucks at a grocery store in Kansas, $1.40 is generated back into the economy. And for farmers markets, farm stands, and mobile markets, that number is actually $1.60 generated back into the economy.
What about for the vendors themselves? How does this process work? I'm assuming that there's maybe a little bit of accounting on their part?
Yes, there's a slight bit of accounting. With Double Up Food Bucks dollars, like SNAP dollars, there is no sales tax, so they're not having to figure that in. But essentially, at a farmers market model, the farmers market is the umbrella organization. There is a process to offer SNAP as a payment. You have to go through a USDA application process to get that authorization called an FNS number. And so when the market does that on behalf of all of the vendors, they kind of operate that authorization and they distribute to the customers a scrip, which is a token. That token can be used in exchange for the fresh fruits and vegetables. The vendors turn in those tokens to the market manager for reimbursement, and then they're tracking which dollars come from SNAP and Double Up because they are not paying county or city taxes on those items like they would on traditional sales.
And you also mentioned that these are available at grocery stores as well?
Yeah, some of our grocery stores throughout Kansas do operate that. Our partners at Mid-America Regional Council in Kansas City operate the grocery store program across Kansas and Missouri. but they are throughout the state of Kansas at some of those typically traditionally more rural grocery stores.
Is there a way to know for sure that Double Up bucks are being accepted?
Yes. So the grocery store would have that information. They likely will hopefully have signage, but our website, doubleupheartland.org, you can search locations based on an address or a zip code, and they will tell you locations within a certain mile radius that you choose or the overall opportunities across the state.
The program is newer. Farmers markets have been around for quite a while in Kansas. So what was the process for you in terms of contacting them and getting them interested in this program?
Yes, very great question. So the program was operated through Mid-America Regional Council and Fair Food Network in just the little eastern corridor of Kansas, about 2018 to 2020. In 2020, K-State partnered with Mid-America Regional Council and came on board to expand the program across the state. And so that process really has been, reaching out to communities that are interested or have the capacity to provide the program, to provide SNAP as a point of sale, and then assisting those communities, whether it's that farmers market board or a wellness coalition or a food and farm policy council, to kind of help them through that process to be eligible to accept SNAP. Once they're eligible to accept SNAP, I often come in and help that market train the vendors on SNAP regulations and SNAP rules because those are federal dollars, so they come with very strict rules. And so kind of through that capacity building to implementation. Once a market offers SNAP for a year, they are eligible to apply for participation in Double Up Food Bucks program.
And then does this mean that every vendor at that farmer's market will be accepting the Double Up Food Bucks, or is it vendor by vendor?
Great question. So Double Up Food Bucks, at all of those vendors at the market are accepting Double Up Food Bucks if they sell locally grown fresh produce. And that market can label what locally grown means to them. Our definitive radius is 500 miles, but many markets must be grown by that vendor. Not all markets have those rules. So the market kind of gets to make a determination on what is local for them as long as it's within that 500-mile radius.
And am I correct in assuming that it is really then just limited to fruits and vegetables, or is there any exceptions?
Great. Yep, it's just limited. Double Up Food Bucks is just limited to fresh fruits and vegetables. SNAP dollars can be used to purchase any food item that is not considered hot, ready to eat, not alcohol, not tobacco, not vitamins, those kind of things. But any food item that would be eligible at a grocery store for SNAP is also eligible at a farmer's market for SNAP.
What do you see in terms of traffic at farmers markets? Is this something then that is really reaching the people who need this service?
Yes, we always see once a farmer's market implements SNAP an increase in their customer traffic. And that customer traffic often increases quite a bit more when Double Up is implemented. Customers, get more buying power. And so on SNAP, it's a very limited budget. Those customers are making decisions to best feed their family on a very limited income. And so the Double Up Food Bucks provides that opportunity to meet with local farmers, to buy local produce, to take their kids to the market to learn about fruits and vegetables, how they are grown, where they come from. So we do see an increase in that and traffic by quite a bit, and then oftentimes a large jump when that Double Up is implemented. We also help those markets do a lot of outreach and education about the program to SNAP customers throughout their county.
Well, talk a little bit about that because I'm interested in how you reach people and how you get them interested in coming to the farmers markets.
Yes, that's great. So once a farmers market or a farm stand or mobile market is participating in Double Up Food Bucks, we do a direct mailer with Department of Children and Families, which is the implementing agency of SNAP in the state of Kansas. We do a direct mailer to those households in zip codes where that farmers market exists. So they get a brochure and a letter explaining the program. I oftentimes work with extension agents in those counties to do direct outreach to community partners. So an example of community partners would be health clinics, housing assistance, nutrition programs at school, summer feeding programs, food pantries, food banks, soup kitchens, and those kind of things. So the extension agents are often my partner to really get out boots on the ground to share. And so then those partner agencies, community partners, can really explain the program and share the program to SNAP customers. The majority of SNAP customers are on the program less than a year. There's quite a bit of rotation on and off the program in the state of Kansas, so that direct contact with community partners often will educate customers that may not have gotten the mailing at the time that we do that mailing. And then the farmers markets often do a lot of promotion themselves. with social media, radio. Often farmers markets are doing local radio spots in their community. They're serving on their boards. They're serving in the food and farm policy councils and the wellness councils and coalitions, and they share the information as well.
What about during some of those colder months? What are some options that they would have then for using those Double Up Food Bucks?
Yeah, that's great. So our Double Up Food Bucks token that represents the dollar is good at any participating location. So we do have a few farmers markets in the state of Kansas that are all year round, but the produce in Kansas is less plentiful after October. So customers really do need to spend it during the season. Of course, if there's a grocery store near them, they can shop at the grocery store. It is a different system than the token system. The grocery store operates on either a loyalty card or a coupon on the receipt.
Extension seems like a natural partner for something like this because we have personnel in all 105 Kansas counties. So from that standpoint, I'm assuming that there's probably also some educational material available as well.
Yes, that's a great question. Oftentimes our extension agents are partnering with the farmers markets. They're doing outreach and education at those farmers markets, nutrition education. They're doing food demos and taste testing using local produce. Oftentimes people will come to the market and may have never had a turnip. And so often extension agents provide an opportunity for customers to learn to try new things, to feel empowered to go home and feed their family this great Kansas produce that we have growing. And I think my favorite part of this job is often visiting a farmer's market and seeing a family try new fruits and vegetables, purchasing different things, seeing the kids take an opportunity to shop with their parents, to learn how food is grown, to talk with the farmers. Again and again in our evaluation, we hear from SNAP customers at these farmers markets how appreciative they are to learn where their food grows from, to have the opportunity to purchase local, and just to build that relationship up with a farmer. And I also see it on the other end where the farmer gets that opportunity to share their knowledge, share their passion, and bring fresh produce to all kinds of folks in their community to work towards a more food secure Kansas. They play a very important role in that as well.
Differences between rural and urban, is there any major differences?
That's a great question. Yeah, so as far as challenges go, I would say that there are differences oftentimes in rural Kansas. Access to cellular or Wi-Fi can be a challenge, and that is often a need in order to accept SNAP cards. Electronic benefits transfer cards, which the SNAP dollars are on, is like a credit or debit card. So you have to have that technology, and there are grants to help farmers markets with that technology. But that technology does require Wi-Fi and cellular data. Another challenge for rural that I see often is that the majority of these markets and these programs, SNAP and Double Up, are operated by volunteers in that community. And those volunteers are very passionate. They're doing very wonderful things, but they're oftentimes doing a bunch of other things in their community. So finding those people, plugging them in, them having time to really implement and be part of that program is definitely a challenge. Our urban folks also have their own challenges, but they often do have access to Wi-Fi or cellular data. Larger markets typically have paid staff to assist with this. I do want to say that across the state of Kansas, across the board, I work with very wonderful folks that are wanting to increase nutrition access, expand food opportunities for all of their community, and farmers that are taking an active role in creating a healthier Kansas.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of the farmers markets are actually in the downtown area, which makes it kind of centrally located for a lot of people,
Yes.
which makes it maybe a little bit more accessible in the rural areas, actually, than maybe some of the urban areas.
Yes, I think when you're in a smaller community and it's on Main Street, it's the Main Street market, it's easier for customers to get to. Sometimes these farmers markets in these rural communities are the point of food access. There may not be a grocery store close by. And so that's an opportunity for folks to buy food just down the street in their town. It also provides opportunity for any small local businesses on a main street or in a downtown of a community to kind of come together to get people kind of down on the street and through the door for those businesses as well.
That's Erin Bishop, Program Manager of the Double Up Food Bucks program, on how the program positively impacts food assistance recipients, farmers, and communities. Sound Living is a weekly public affairs program produced by Research and Extension at Kansas State University. I'm Jeff Wichman, and this is the K-State Radio Network.